We try to ask what kind of school would have the teenagers fighting to get in, not fighting to stay out. And after hundreds of conversations with teenagers and teachers and parents and employers and schools from Paraguay to Australia, and looking at some of the academic research which showed the importance of what's now called non-cognitive skills, the skills of motivation, resilience, and that these are as important as the cognitive skills, formal academic skills, we came up with an answer. Very simple answer in a way, which we called the studio school. And we called it a studio school to go back to the original idea of a studio in the Renaissance where work and learning are integrated. You work by learning and you learn by working. And the design we came up with had the following characteristics. First of all, we wanted small schools, about 300-400 pupils, 14 to 19-year-olds, and critically, about 80% of the curriculum done not through sitting in classrooms, but through real-life practical projects working on commission to businesses, NGOs, and others. That every pupil would have a coach as well as teachers, that would have timetables much more like a work environment and a business, and all of this would be done within the public system, funded by public money, but independently run. And all at no extra cost, no selection, and allowing the pupils the route into university, even if many of them would want to become entrepreneurs and have manual jobs as well. Underlying it was that some very simple ideas that large numbers of teenagers learn best by doing things, they learn best in teams, and they learn best by doing things for real. And then improve them, but we found that the young people loved it, they found it much more motivational, much more exciting than traditional education. And perhaps most important of all, 2 years later, when the exam results came through, the pupils who had been put on these field trials, who were in the lowest performing groups, had jumped right to the top. In fact, to the top, pretty much top decile of performance in terms of GCSEs, which is the British sort of marking system.
So this is the school, and I'm just going to take you through it because it's quite a special school. And it doesn't function as a traditional school with classrooms, with 1 adult and 30 children. They have a very high level of freedom. They have a very high level of individuality. And it's a school where you learn what is best for you when learning. So this is what we call the mountaintop. It's in the middle of the school. It's actually connecting 2 floors. And just in front of it, it's a typical hands-on environment, tables with pots in them where there can be different materials. But you can also sit on it, just, studying. And in the back, you can see we call them concentration niches, small niches in the window, providing you with a 1-person place to work. Here we are at the other side of the school, because this is a school without classrooms, but with a lot of spaces, differentiated spaces. So this is in the middle of the school. It's called the Media Lab. It's a small house with different rooms. They have a sound lab. They have a lab for working with animation, with a bit heavier gear than their normal laptops. And, well, the outside of the school is covered with blackboard, and you can use it to write on. And this was just a little trick we did to make it look nice, but the kids just love it, because they have this freedom. They have this freedom to go around, write. They have the freedom to sit where they feel it would be best for them. We give them the ability to skill themselves to learn. And we give them this kind of, passion for life, for learning, this happiness.
And we made this kindergarten to be circle. It's a kind of angel circulation on top of the roof. And we made the roof as low as possible, because we wanted to see children on top of the roof, not only underneath the roof. And if the roof is too high, you see only the ceiling. And the leg washing place, there are many kinds of water tubs. You see that the flexible shoe, that is the one to spray water to your friends, and the shower, and the one in front is quite normal, but if you look at this, the boy is not washing his boots, he's putting water into his boots. Okay. This kindergarten is completely open most of the year. And there is no boundary between inside and outside. So it means, basically, this architecture is roof. And also, there is no boundary between classrooms. So there is no acoustic barrier at all. when you put many children in a quiet box, some of them get really nervous. But in this kindergarten, there is no reason they get nervous because there is no boundary. Children were supposed to be outside. So that is how we should treat them. And this is how they divide the classrooms. They were supposed to help teachers. They don't. I didn't put him in. And the classroom, and the wash basin, they talk each other around the well. And always there are some trees in the classroom. Principal says, I don't train them. We leave them on top of the roof, just like a sheep. They keep running. My point is, don't control them, don't protect them too much, and they need to tumble sometimes. They need to get some injury, and that makes them learn how to live in this world.